Command line shenanigans, tomfoolery in the terminal. Wow, what a title. What the hell is this video going to be about? Well, this video is going to be about funny command line utilities. This is all about having fun at the command line, having fun in the terminal. Today, I'm going to discuss, I don't know, probably about 20 programs, command line programs, that allow you to have a little more fun in the terminal. Probably about half these programs I've talked about previously on the channel, those of you that have been following the channel for some time. Half of the programs I've never discussed before, they'll be completely new. The ones I have discussed before, I'll go a little more in depth, show you some things with those programs that maybe I hadn't shown you in previous videos. Let's get started. The first program I want to just touch on very briefly is a program called cmatrix. So I get a lot of new subscribers every month, and people that are new to the channel constantly ask me, what is that running behind me on that laptop? That is cmatrix. So those of you that are new to the channel, there is a terminal program called cmatrix. It is just basically the matrix in the terminal. And that is all it does. If I quit, Q to quit, do a quick man, cmatrix for the man page, the instruction manual, it doesn't really have that many flags. There's not much to it. You can turn on and off bold text if you want. Other than that, the only useful flag here really is the C flag, capital C, for color. And I sometimes use that color flag. So instead of the default green, I could cmatrix and then -C for color. How about blue? And now I have cmatrix blue. If I go back, I could magenta. And you get the idea behind that. So that is cmatrix. I just want to briefly touch on that. Those of you that have been following the channel for the last year and a half know that that's cmatrix, but every week I get new subscribers asking, what the hell is that running behind you? It's cmatrix, and it's free and open source software, and it should be in everybody's repos. So just sudo apt install cmatrix if you're running Debian or Ubuntu. In Arch, sudo pacman -S cmatrix. The next two programs I want to go over are two programs I did cover on the channel like a year ago. They're very common terminal-based programs of command line utilities, really. They are Fortune and cowsay. So Fortune, when you install Fortune, just type Fortune in the terminal, and you get a Fortune. You get a random Fortune. Something new every time. Now, cowsay is a ASCII Art cow. So if you Fortune pipe symbol cowsay, you get that ASCII Art cow, and the Fortune is inside the little text bubble. Do it again, you get another random Fortune piped into cowsay, and so forth and so on. Now, there are some pretty advanced things you can do with cowsay. I didn't go over when I did the Fortune and cowsay video about a year ago. One of the things you need to know is there are different types of cows in cowsay, if that makes sense. There is actually other animals other than cows on the cowsay farm. So if you type cowsay space -L for list, you get a list of all the cow files that are listed in user share cows. We have beavis, blowfish, bong, bud frogs, bunny, daemon, ghostbusters. That's an interesting one. Hello Kitty, skeleton, sodomized. I'm not sure what sodomized is. Ooh, do we want to check that out? Yeah, why not? Let's clear the screen first. So how about Fortune, pipe symbol, cowsay, -F, and this time we're going to change to, instead of the cow, let's do the sodomized character. I'm not sure what this is going to be. I hope it doesn't get me demonetized. Oh my. Demonetization is on its way. So I got the random Fortune piped into cowsay. It's a sodomized cow. We should have went with the Ghostbusters one. So let's not do the sodomized cow. How about Ghostbusters? There you go. I get the Ghostbusters logo. Of course, Fortune there. And if we do it again, new Fortune. Of course, I wonder if I could just give it my own. I bet I could. Instead of Fortune, we just do cowsay -F Ghostbusters. And how about who you wanna call? There you go. Actually, one more thing with cowsay. Let me go back to cowsay space -l. Let's get the list of all the cow files in user share cows, because all the different cows and various other animals available to you in cowsay are in user share cows. We could actually do a little simple script here. So if I fortune pipe it into cowsay -f, to select one of the cow files here, but instead of selecting one of them, let's pick one at random. So let's do the $symbol and then in parentheses ls to get the entire listing from user share cows. And then if we pipe this into shuf is a command line utility that allows you to get something at random, and we just want to pick one of these. And then, of course, closing parentheses. I think this should work. All right. So now we get a random character. I don't know what's going on with this cow. Is he vomiting or what's... I'm not sure what character that is. The next one, yeah. So we get... Yeah, the Ghostbusters one came up randomly. There's the skeleton. So you guys see how you can get kind of creative. Of course, if I wanted to, I could fortune pipe that into cowsay using the shuf command to pick one of the cow files at random, and then I could pipe everything through lolcat. This is another command line utility I've shown you before. It basically, when you pipe something into lolcat, you get colors like rainbow colors. You get, so of course we could just keep doing this all day. Now, one thing that I did not talk about the last time I did a video on cowsay. Cowsay, of course, is a command line utility. There is actually a graphical cowsay, if you will, called xcowsay. And it is, of course, a graphical, a GUI version of cowsay. So if I xcowsay, well, actually, we need to pipe something into it. How about fortune pipe xcowsay? There is xcowsay. Not as cool as the terminal-based cowsay, but pretty cool nonetheless. Another interesting program is Doge. Doge basically gives you a picture of this dog with some random words, buzzwords that appear. Some of them are taken from your machine. If I do this a few times, you will see my host name will come up occasionally, which is DT. Hacksaw. There's actually a program on my system that has Hacksaw in the name. I don't know if that's where it picked that from. So monads keeps coming up. I'm not sure. I do have xmonad on the system and various other Haskell programs on here as well. The next thing we should talk about is ASCII Art. Now, previously on a video, I discussed figlet and toilet. Toilet and figlet are ASCII, basically ASCII character programs. You pipe something through them, so or figlet space, and then whatever text you want. How about DistroTube? That's a good one. And I get DistroTube in ASCII characters using figlet. Now, if you do a man page for figlet, there are various flags and options available to you. Actually, you can do a lot with figlet. I won't bore you with too many of the details. But if I cd into user share figlet and then do a ls, you see all these fonts here in figlet. That's pretty neat. Well, why don't we figlet and then -f and pick a font. How about Big Mono 9? It just popped out to me. So Big Mono 9 and then DistroTube. And now you pipe figlet, or you draw with figlet here, these ASCII characters, using this style here, Big Mono 9. We could pick a different style. See, another one in that directory is circle. Let's see what that's about. That's pretty neat. I don't know if you guys can see it because the resolution is pretty small, but DistroTube, each character has a circle around it. That's pretty neat. Let's pick one more. Wide term. That might be interesting. Okay, well that really doesn't, that's not interesting at all. Emboss. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Toilet, let me show you toilet, DistroTube. Basically a similar program. If we wanted to, we could toilet -- metal and get a metal coloration. Or instead of dash dash metal, we could do dash dash gay. And here are the gay colors, I guess colors of the rainbow. You can actually do a little bit more with toilet. Again, I won't go into the details, but you guys can feel free to read the man page. There's a few options with both figlet and toilet. You can really do some really neat stuff with these ASCII text programs. One neat trick you could do with something like figlet or toilet is, you could do something like this particular command here, watch every second, and then run this command, the date command, the standard date command in the terminal, using this particular date and time format, and then pipe it through figlet. Watch what happens. It's drawing it, the ASCII text with figlet, but we're actually doing the date command, and it changes every 1 second. Pretty cool. Control C to quit. If you want to see a useful script with toilet, you could do something like this here. While true, so we're bash scripting here. While true, echo, and then what are we going to echo? We're going to echo out the date and time, and then pipe it through toilet using this font, the term font, border, and we're going to use the gay colors, the rainbow colors, sleep every second. So basically the time only changes every 1 second anyway, so you should have it run, sleep a second, run again, sleep a second. And here you go. This is what that particular script does. The only thing is, instead of having the time change every second, the way it did in Figlet, is this actually draws a new clock every time. But still cool nonetheless. It gives you some idea of what you can do with these funny command line utilities. Let me CD back into my home directory. Okay, another interesting program I found just the other day. I'm not sure if you can really do much with it, though. It doesn't have a man page, and I don't know if it has any options to it at all, but I found, I think in the AUR, a program called Bullshit. So BS. So if I type the command BS in the terminal and just run it, I get some random, like, tech-related buzzwords. BS, right? If you want to sound like you're really knowledgeable, so you just spout a bunch of BS, like hip words, basically. So this keeps giving you some, hyperconverged Node.js method software, reduce/map API-oriented framework. So it just complete BS. Those of you that are looking for alternatives to something like cmatrix, do you know about asciiquarium? It's an ASCII Art aquarium in your terminal. We have fish. We have a fishing line and a hook. Somebody snagged a fish. Pretty cool. Let's quit out of that. I wonder if I could pipe asciiquarium into lolcat. I'm not sure how interesting this would be. I actually think I prefer it not with the lolcat colors, because this, a lot going on. So that's asciiquarium. Again, should be in everybody's repos. Another one that you might find in your repos is aafire. Basically, this is a fire in the terminal. You can't really do much with it. aafire, the program, really exists as basically a demonstration of some particular library on your computer. So it's not designed really to be hackable or, modified in any way. Most folks probably are familiar with TTY Clock. It is a TTY clock. It's a clock in your terminal. You guys have probably seen this a million times over on the subreddit Unix porn, r/Unix porn. People love to put TTY clock in their screenshots. I don't know why. TTY clock, you can do some stuff with it. It is configurable. You can configure, of course, the date and time format. That's mainly what you can do. As far as anything else, well, I guess I could do something like pipe it through lolcat. Let's try that. And that's not very interesting because there's just not enough things going on. We only have 2 colors. Complete fail. For those of you that want your computer to insult you when you mistype your sudoer's password, what you need to do is you need to type sudo, vi sudo. And this should launch your sudoers file on your computer. Type my password. And then go down to where you see a bunch of defaults. Defaults, secure path, defaults, mail, bad pass, defaults, log output. At the end of all these defaults, make sure you have a line. Just put a line somewhere at the end of all those defaults. Defaults, insults, right here. Defaults, insults. Now, save that. Control X. All right. Let me reopen the terminal. Zoom back in. All right, sudo vim. Watch what happens. It's going to ask me for a password. I'm going to purposely mistype my password. Maybe if you use more than just 2 fingers, so it's going to insult you. Let me mistype my password again. My pet ferret can type better than you, and it's going to keep insulting you every time you mistype your sudo password. So that is, and of course, after 3 incorrect password attempts, it quits trying. So that is a really neat way just to add a little more fun. How many times do you mistype your sudo password? I do it all the time, and it's kind of interesting to get an insult every time you do it. Maybe it'll help you not mistype your password. The last thing I want to leave you with is 2 programs that basically have a ton of stuff going on in the terminal. I did a video a while back on fake hacking programs, basically programs that if you run them in your terminal, they make you look like a hacker. I did a video about that a while back, pretty popular video, and I got a ton of feedback from that video that I did not include the best fake hacking program in that video called Hollywood. Let me show you Hollywood. This is the Hollywood script. Oh, and it's got music. Mission Impossible. I gotta get out of this. I'm gonna get into trouble. All right. So that was Hollywood. So let me relaunch my terminal. Zoom back in. The last thing I'll show you is BB. Install BB and you will get a show. This show lasts you like a good 10 minutes or so. It's a lengthy audio video presentation in the terminal. I'm not going to sit here and let you watch it and listen to it. You might get tripped up in the YouTube algorithms anyway, but just in closing, go install BB and run it. And it's going to ask, do I want music? Heck, why not? All right, it's calculating. I think it's going to launch this. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, you're going to get this ASCII Art like laser show that goes on for a long time. There'll be some music involved. What happens beyond this point, I'll let you guys work out on your own. Alright, before I go, this show was made possible by Anson, Carlos, Chris, Douglas, Dylan, Leor, Rob, Robert, and Tony. They are the producers of the show. They're my highest tiered patrons over on Patreon. Show was also brought to you by all those fine ladies and gentlemen, all those names on the screen that help support my work over on Patreon. If you'd like to support my work, please consider doing so. You'll find me at DistroTube over on Patreon. Alright guys, peace.